This is just a little shorty because I was watching a video when we talk about living crystals, right? Living crystal life forms and thought forms, mathematical thought forms that are deadlight, metatronic compaction, which is molecular covalent bonded compaction, D1 red pulse compaction of implosion states of consciousness running deadlight, which is known as deadlight seed. C as in a C node, C3 space, complex number space, which is mathematical, right? And so when I think of crystals, right, thinking, thoughts, and then what we feel magnetically. So when minus and plus, minus/plus, or negative and positive magnetic polarity become one, I am fused, which is a monopole, a single pole. That's what a mono is. That means that the girl and the boy, both magnets, are on fire to never ever be separated with each other because we absolutely refuse. Like refuse. See how the operators work? The operators of fire letters operate when you get into reverse flow speech, hypertext inserts, holographic inserts, as that relates to what? Torque speed. So when you're fused to become one, because you never ever want to separate from the flower, which means you're just as much a girl as you are a boy, which means you're sharing equally, which is an equilibrium state of consciousness, which is every waveform that is conscious and self-aware of itself is on fire. So you're experiencing perfect balance at the center point of fire, which means you're fused with the first eternal Kristic spiral, the top spin, the top breath above the waterline. And so as this relates to crystal structure, to Patty Broussard's credit, she put up a map, which is a map read, of showing the crystalline structure of this. And this is where they lie to you. This is the box that came in. Ammonia, as that relates to urine. It says on the back here, ammonium chloride. And it says here, and they lie to you about this too, because you know how it works with parasitic consciousness. It doesn't want you to know the truth. This also has another name called God salt. It's a volcanic sublimate. And so it says on the back here that it says, avoid breathing avoid breathing the vapors, the mist or vapors. Do not get in the eyes or skin or clothing. Using it well ventilated. I use it every day. Fear-based versus love-based. I remember Patty said one time, oh, this will clean you out. Now, I've said this before about the U.S. Forest Service and air tankers because I worked in wildland fire control, right? And what do they use in their fire retardant? It's called DAP, which is dyed, so they can see once they've dropped where they already dropped in their visual display. Their CRT, cathode ray lava tube, lava to be what love is, D-wave. They can see the pink, and it's sticky stuff if you've ever been around it. We used to call it pink snot, right? Because it's pink. It's pink. And what was it? Ammonium phosphate. Now we're back to my previous video about phosphorus and ammonia. So when Patty would show the diagram, the map read of the crystalline structure, when you get into trinary, trions, the trion field, right? When you're a Manu, okay, as a volcanic sublimate, consciousness generated, mama. trions. So, for example, you can buy ammonium chloride from, say, a pharmaceuticals. They call it a pharmaceutical grade. Not the same. Because when you look at the microscopic crystal structure, you're going to realize that the structural integrity of this is what you want. You don't want the structural disintegrity of the AI stuff. So in other words, the AI can produce ammonium chloride. But it's not going to have the same living crystal impact that this will have. That's why they lie to you, so that you don't use it. Okay. So that's the difference in crystals, living crystals, or in thought forms. Because I get a lot of thought forms, electronic thought forms all day long. Bye, bye, let it go, let it go, let it go. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. That's called the mental health field. So the mental health field on the planet is sick. It's parasitic, right? Keeps wanting to compress itself. Lower density, lower density, lower density. And I was going to do another video in a little bit after I go out and do some work with the sun on what we call manifest Manu. Manu Fest, as in a festival of love and joy. Well, I came in 1951 and worked my way across Turtle Island and worked in California. When you go look at the MCEO Freedom Teachings, the workshops that were putting up a map that showed the fire rings throughout California. And when you understand how the waves were coming in, and she talked about the waves, and the waves were coming in, crystal star seeds, rainbow, indigos, and you understand what it means to operate at a higher level, because when you're fused as one magnet, that means that your cellular torque speed, the amount of information mathematically as a translator, because we're translating the holographic data. We're translating the mathematical AI data, okay, which means we're actually running at a higher rate of speed than the AI is. We have to be. Otherwise, how can we guard anything? Right? A true guardian is running the highest speed ratio, which are mathematical ratios, to experience zero, which is no mass. And that's why when you think of thought forms, when I go out here, I don't think any thoughts. Experience the pure consciousness field. So what I do is I don't think any thoughts. I simply just breathe. I just breathe naturally with the sun and mama. With my bare feet planted on this rock on this island. And I simply just breathe. And I simply just breathe. I simply just breathe without thinking a thought. That's non-polarized consciousness in operation. Pure zero hasn't thought a thought yet. Non-polarized consciousness, the first cell breather. It's on fire. And the evidence of that is what I see with the sun, where the whole sky is going pink with a golden flame in the back. Golden pink. Yeah. Have a beautiful day. We love you all.